Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Fridays with Frankie show here on the Frankie and Ding Dong show. I am your host, Frankie Aberlon, here with my best friend and co-host, King Ding Dong. How you doing tonight, Ding Dong?
Not too bad, Frankie. How are you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm hanging in there. You know, it's obviously we're kind of going through kind of a weird period right now, and when it comes to the world of Maine bowling and everything, and we're all still kind of grieving the loss of our friends and everything, and family members and everything that's happened, you know, the last 3 weeks or so. But, you know, we've also had a few good things happen on the lanes. You know, we've gotten into a little, you know, some tournament action again, and we got more tournaments coming up. We got some benefits coming up. We got some stuff that's already happened. So there's a lot of stuff to still kind of talk about and cover. And if there's anything else anyone knows about that we don't talk about tonight, please feel free to share that in the comments, and we will definitely get that out there for you guys. And
absolutely. I mean, interactive show. So if there's stuff that you guys want to talk about,
100.
That's included in the main bowling scene and beyond,
For sure.
you know, go ahead and get here in the comments. We're going to talk about, you know, some of the bowling events that happened this past weekend at the tournament, some future tournament action, some future just fun action and benefits, and you know, try to continue the legacy of bowling for, you know, in honor of all of those that we've lost, not just in recent tragic events, but you know, throughout the years, you know, all the great players that we've lost locally and nationally. You know, I feel that what we're doing is kind of a nod to maybe all of them who would want us to continue on with bowling and try to keep it alive. So that's what we're going to continue to do for you guys.
Right on. I agree with that 100%. So in that vein, we're going to talk about, we'll start off with last weekend's tournament. We had the Carl's World Tour hit the lanes again, going around the world on the Highway to Hell 40 Open. Tough tournament, tough world pattern. I think the cut ended up being minus, 38?
It's in the 30s.
I predicted 30. What did I pick? 32 when we made our predictions. I'm pretty sure. You said 50, right? I think.
I can't remember.
Or 40. So I don't know, but we were pretty close. I mean, we were right around the ballpark. So it was a fun tournament. Fun for me. I was plus 117, led the field. So purple hammer all day. 360 grit purple. The only time I used a different purple was on lane 1, which tends to hook a little more. I used 1,000 grit purple with basically the same layout.
Yep.
So, you know, it worked pretty good. Every other pair was basically that 360 grit purple. So did good. Had a bye for the first round of match play, and we had kind of some wonkiness there, which kind of, I don't know if it threw me out of rhythm a little bit, but sitting around for quite a while, you know, bowled by myself for that first round because it was just a bye, really just staying loose. Then had to sit around for a while because we had a breakdown. So basically the guys at 7 and 8 came to 3 and 4 where we were.
Yeah.
They bowled their matches, and then we all kind of spread out again and bowled the next round. But I couldn't really find a great look on 3 and 4 after that. It was really the only time I couldn't find a good look all day. But, you know, bowled against Jacob Privy, you know, Prive Alive, I guess, what everyone calls him. So he's great. He's so much fun. Love competing with him and against him. And we had a good time. So congratulations. He made it, you know, pretty far. So, but congratulations to the winner, Diamond Ditto Fitzpatrick.
Diamond Ditto,
So, you know, I know how my look was. I mean, I played him pretty well. I didn't miss any really makeables all day. I had a pretty good day of bowling, and that was on the left side of the lane. Three lefties made the cut. I think it was me, Ramalam, and Ian. Obviously, you know, pretty strong field of lefties to make the cut. But on the right side, how did you think they played? I think Ditto was the high righty. He was plus 57, so he was like 60 behind where I was. So, I mean, you played on the right. How did you think they played? And if you had to do over again, what might you do differently on that pattern?
So I had made a plan before we had started the tournament, Frankie. And, you know, the plan started off pretty well on the new side. I was going to start with my center solid. And I kind of, like, before going into the tournament, I was thinking that if the center solid looked good on the new side, when we went to the old side, I wasn't even going to try it. And I was going to go directly into the center pearl. I don't know what ended up happening. I ended up starting pretty good. We bowled 2 games on the new side, and I was doing all right. And then we get to the old side, and apparently I had completely forgotten about the plan of moving to the Center Bowl because, in fact, in the 2 games that we bowled over there, I don't even think I tried the Center Bowl once. And I tried pretty much everything else in the pro shop that I have, type of deal. And I ended up using the purple for like the last 4 frames of the day.
Yeah.
3 or 4 frames. And I wish I had pulled it out earlier because it was 4 frames because I literally moved left each shot, took a step left, and it still kept hooking. It was overhooking each time, but it was never stopping. And if I knew I was getting that
reliable ball reaction, reliable
early in the day, I would have started with it,
right?
And I probably would have gotten to the point where I would have been in where it's almost like a house shot with the purple, when nothing else gave me that kind of shape that the purple was giving me. But of course, I didn't try it until too little too late.
Well, the good thing is we have plenty more tournaments this season, including our tournament coming up next Sunday on the 19th, Mulligan Stew.
Let's talk about it.
We teased that oil pattern, but we'll wrap things up on the Highway to Hell tournament. It was a lot of fun. So that was, again, that gets us to our roots of negative cuts, tough patterns.
Yes.
I know that this pattern has been put out for other tournaments before, and bowlers have struggled. Heck, some bowlers have even walked out of patterns like this before. So it was good.
The transition is what really gets you on this pattern.
It is. It started out today, like I was looking at first, and I was just like, wow, this cut, I felt like it, when it was fresh, it felt like, okay, this is kind of open.
This is going to be scoreable.
Yeah, very scoreable. And then all of a sudden, like you said, they really transitioned fast. And once they transitioned, they got kind of ugly. And it really depended who you followed, too. I mean, depending on who you followed made a big difference. So
yeah, we got to the first pair we got to on the other side of the house. One lane literally would not hook a board, and the other lane would not fucking stay right ahead.
Right. So you figure the first 2 games, I really didn't have much in the way of lefty traffic. The lefties were actually 2 pairs ahead of me. So I come out of the gates, I don't know what it was, 220 something, 224, something like that.
Yeah.
And then shoot the big 268, take high game. And then I hit the lefty transition on the other. Now the other side of the house is a different world to begin with.
Absolutely, yeah.
So hitting 11 and 12 and 15 and 16, or was it 11, 12, 15, 16? Yeah, we finished on 15 and 16. Yeah.
Yes.
I think I was only plus 25 for those next 2 games total.
Right.
Nothing under 200, but nothing big.
Right.
So it definitely tells you, A, different side of the building. B, traffic and transition. The first 2 pairs were no lefties. I go plus 92.
Right.
Next game, then I go plus 25 the next 2. So that's a big difference.
Yeah.
It makes a difference who you're following and what side of the building you're on, too. So.
Oh, absolutely.
But it was a fun event, and Ditto bowled great. I mean, in the finals, he threw the ball amazing. Hopefully everyone enjoyed the camera views. We had that rocking, that new camera mount we had on to show you both
the pin view of both lanes,
which was awesome. And we had a little further view back towards the approach this time, which I really enjoyed. So, we're kind of fine tuning things. We now have a permanent mount in between the lanes, so we can just slide the camera in and out and just get that going. And we're getting there for the big cam. So we're getting there. And as we upgrade equipment, again, we can upgrade with people getting into our sponsorship packages for either single tournament, multi-tournament. If you want to do majors package, that's still available.
Yep.
And we might be offering you some even more tantalizing stuff as far as sponsorship packages. Maybe something a little bit cheaper. If someone wants to just try something for quote unquote a lane or a pair of lanes. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah,
so.
coming soon. Remember, we have the pin cams too. And
pin cam is a game changer when it comes to possible sponsorship packages.
Yeah,
so just
absolutely.
keep that in mind.
So. We're kind of in good with the head mechanic, the mad scientist.
Yeah, the mad scientist, the head mechanic / lane oil design specialist.
So, if you want advertising that's very similar to what you might see on Fox Sports 1 with,
just let's polish this up a little bit.
Right, yeah. Oh, definitely. Make sure it's not dusty.
Not dusty.
So,
just saying.
Very similar to what you'd see on the Big Boys shows. Mm-hmm. We can make that happen for you. So, and we'll get to the dimensions. We'll make it look good.
All right. So, also like to say from the Highway to Hell tournament, We donated $725 to the Victims Family and Survivors Fund from the ball raffle Sunday. Thank you to Phil Frames for providing that wonderful clear rotogriff spare ball, and to Brunswick Bowling that we had the Brunswick Ethos that we raffled off. So the great thing was Serrano won the clear spare tire ball, and he donated it back to the show. So until we kind of figure out what we want to do with that, we're just kind of hanging on to it as an AKA/museum piece for now, just until we figure out what's going on with it. But we also would like to say congratulations to Jarrett Roseboom, who won the Ethos. It's funny because before I drew the raffle, I said, we're getting ready to draw the raffle, last call for tickets. He goes, I bowled terrible. He goes, this will be the only thing that could salvage my days if I win the ball. And he won the ball. So, congratulations to Jared. He's a good dude. So we were pretty excited about that. So, so that was a lot of fun. I have all kinds of messages coming in here. So, there's one guy that I'm pretty excited that he's going to be in here watching. So, all right. So $725 was great. I also wanted to touch on that we also were still doing, we did donations again this week, strikes for Lewiston down at Spare Time Portland. And so I'm not sure what the final total was on that. I know we hit our magic number of 500
for the night
in the raffle. So I think we had an anonymous donor who was matching that to make it at least $1,000. So I'm not sure what our final total was as far as the strikes for Lewiston, but that's really cool. So that's going to at least bring that total up over $4,500 now in 2 weeks.
To the $5,000.
We wanted to hit the 5,000. We might hit the 5,000. I'll have to ask Troy. I'm not sure what we hit, but I'll tell you what, that's pretty awesome.
I think it's amazing.
From just 2 leagues in one center, So
and we want to do leagues in the center,
Absolutely.
To be fair, so in a lot of generous people.
And hearing that actually made my night better because Wednesday night on 1 and 2 was miserable, right? Shot wise, but we still had fun because we bowled some cool dudes. We bowled Dave and Timmy and the gang. They were just a lot of fun.
The best other team.
We had a lot of fun making fun of Dave lofting gutter caps with his 12-pound ball, and it was fun. We had a good time.
I think it's actually 13, but you can.
I say, it hit like 12 on one shot. I got the 5 pin. So.
It was fun to watch it. Yeah.
So I will only bring up one person's name because I want to talk about Tony White because we're going to talk about the Lewiston Strong benefit coming up December 2nd at Meadow Lanes in East Wilton, 5:30 to 9 p.m. So Tony, we wanted to make sure you were in here because you see this ball that's sitting here between me and Ding Dong?
Yes.
This ball was given to us by an anonymous donor at the tournament on Sunday. They want to stay anonymous, even though I think they might have been outed on the live feed.
Yes. Possibly outed, but
anyways, right?
Anonymous.
We'll still say anonymous. So they said, we want you to raffle this off. We're going to give it to the show. We want you guys to figure out what to do with it. We want to raise more money for the tragedy in Lewiston. So I thought, and Ding Dong thought, we got together and said, what better way than to offer this up for the Lewiston Strong Bowling benefit December 2nd at Meadow Lanes in East Wilton. Tony, we hope you're watching. Tony White, our good friend from East Wilton.
Yes, absolutely.
We can give this ball to you when you come to the tournament on the 19th. If you want to start selling raffle tickets for it, however you're doing your raffle tickets is totally fine. I know you're doing a couple other balls. Sell as many as you can. We will promote it all on our show. If you want to share it to our page, we'll be more than welcome to do that. In conjunction with the Frankie and Ding Dong show, we definitely want to get as much money as possible to this fund for the survivors, for the victims' families, for Just in Time. Whatever they're doing to raise money for the whole tragedy in Lewiston, for East Wilton's doing a great thing on December 2nd. So this dark web, please consider that as part of the raffles for you guys to be giving away from our anonymous donor and the Frankie and Ding Dong show. So thank you very much.
Yeah, so go ahead and those of you guys out there that want to get in on this ball raffle, go ahead and contact Anthony White, Tony White from Wilton. Give Wilton a call. That's Meadow Lanes in Wilton.
And they have I believe there's a group on Facebook. It's called the Lewiston Strong Bowling Benefit. I think if you can get into that group, get information on what different items are up there. I know there's a cool board. I saw it today that had like scratch tickets on it.
Yes,
I'm totally getting in for that raffle.
Yeah,
so
I saw that one. Tony
White just checking in, says, thanks, guys. This is awesome. It's much appreciated. Hey, you guys are doing a wonderful thing, and we wanted to get involved. And, our anonymous donor stepped up and said, we want you guys to do something with this ball. I can't think of anything better than to at an event that's specifically designed to raise money for the tragedy in Lewiston, and I think it's awesome. I think it's a peanut butter and jelly situation. They just go together.
Absolutely,
So.
And maybe hopefully we can help get a few more eyeballs in on that event that will be happening.
And we'll definitely be there. I'm going to be there. You're going to be
Absolutely.
there. I don't know what you guys have going on that night. Maybe we can do a little bit of streaming or something while we're up there, or maybe do some interviews or something while we're there talking to people. So whatever you want, Tony, we can get together and we'll figure it out. Obviously, for that event, we'll definitely donate our time for that. To doing that, whatever you want from us, we'll definitely hook that up, because you guys are doing a great thing up there, and we really appreciate it down here in the great cities of Auburn and Lewiston, Maine. So,
and I don't want to fail to mention that the efforts up there in East Wilton and Meadow Lanes, the lanes really want to support the lanes in Just in Time. It's a bowling center helping bowling center type of situation. Similar business in similar area helping another similar business in similar area. How does it get any better than that? Frankie, these are both like family owned, family run small businesses here in Maine.
Small business where it's at.
And I know in Maine a lot of you guys really embrace the supporting small business, and this really embraces that. Embraces support of the community and all the tragedy and all the support like for the survivors, and memory for those of us that didn't survive.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said, my friend. So definitely. So again, I'm gonna put that on the screen. December 2nd, Meadow Lanes, 5:30 to 9. I believe some of the raffle stuff. Now, is that something, Tony? I know you're in here watching. Some of the raffle stuff that we've seen on the website, on the Facebook page, is that stuff is there some way they can buy stuff now? Do they go to the center and buy tickets? Can they do any of this online? How do they get into these raffles? And is it going to be more of can you go to the center ahead of time and do this online, or is it going to be day of the event type of stuff? So you just let me know. I'll put it up on the screen for everyone so they can get that information. I know tomorrow there's going to be a huge softball tournament being held at 2 different locations. It's one tournament, there's fields in Lewiston, the ones in Auburn, I believe, that are behind Walmart, and the fields that are back there where the Public Works is.
Oh, yeah.
I believe those fields, and then there's fields in Lewiston. So huge softball tournament, like Patrick Dempsey's going to be there, and it's going to be crazy.
Okay,
I believe there's a ton of awesome raffle items for this, like autographed footballs from Joe Burrow and all kinds of stuff. Like Mookie Betts, I think, might be donating. I know Dovetail Bats, I think, donated all the bats for this. So it's going to be a huge fundraiser for the tragedy. So that's hopefully they'll do really good with that tomorrow.
Yeah.
So hopefully the weather's good, and that's pretty cool happening right in Auburn, Lewiston, and getting some big time celebrities there from that have ties to Maine, which is great, So
yeah, it's good to see everyone banding together to help everyone else get through this time.
For sure.
And it makes you feel good that at everyone's time of need is people are actually stepping up.
For sure.
We all still live huge, busy lives, and everyone understands that. But it is good to band together. Definitely at any time, not just times like this.
Oh, here we go. So Tony checks in. He goes, both is welcome. Mariah will be posting her info for people if people want to buy tickets online.
Okay.
So that's great. So people, she can put that information out there. If you want to, we can share that on our page as well.
For sure.
Tony. Now I assume that's for any of the raffle items that are up for bid. But that'll be great. I'll definitely put in some bids ahead of time for sure.
Dark web, man.
Absolutely. It's a great ball. It's got dot technology, which is a game changer for anyone. You can drill it anywhere. It doesn't matter. Great piece of equipment. I love the color phasing in this ball. You can see it. Pretty cool. So
yeah.
Passes durometer testing. So it's good resonance.
Any ball that says web on it is good, man. So
for sure.
They're awesome. This is definitely a ball benchmark piece that you will want to add to your bag. And not only would you be doing that, but you'd be sponsoring a great cause there. And,
absolutely.
Come up, have some fun. I'm sure there'll be plenty of soft drinks and beer available. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Tony will kick up some hot dogs or something. Maybe we'll definitely have some fun. December 2nd, you said, right, Frankie?
Yes.
Yeah. So meet us there in East Wilton, Meadow Lanes, right up on the hill, giving you a good view over Route 4. Straight up Route 4. If you guys are coming from the south, then it will get you deadly right there.
Absolutely.
If you're coming from the north, I guess go down Route 4, or I don't know how you get there from the north because I'm not coming from that way. But, great thing is Google Maps. Hit that up. Throw it in your GPS.
Tony says, absolutely, all will be available for online when posted. Again, thanks again, fellas, for sure. And we'll definitely drop this ball off with you next Sunday, so you'll have it in your possession, Tony. We have the box, have the bag, everything for it. So that way you'll have it in plenty of time. For people who actually want to get their hands on it and check it out at the center, you'll definitely have it with you. So we really appreciate it. And let's sell a bunch of tickets for that as soon as they get that information posted online. Load up the ticket sales. Let's get as much money for everything they have available. Not just that. I know they got a couple other balls available. There's a DV8 chill that they're
I saw that.
doing.
Yeah, cool.
This one, I think there's something else. Dude, I want to get in on that Scratchers board. I totally am buying. I'm totally buying tickets for that. Are you kidding
now,
me?
do you win the whole board? Is that how
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe
it's intriguing.
It is. I just it's cool. I like the idea. It's different, so it's fun.
It's great. Yeah, Mariah came up with a good one there.
That's a good one. Also, speaking of good things and moving things, that pumpkin carving event that was at Just in Time in Lewiston was really a moving, amazing tribute. Because I know that was a big thing that Thomas Conrad wanted to do.
Yeah.
And that was a great tribute. Seeing the pictures from that. I mean, we were bowling the tournament that day. By the time we got back, the event was pretty much done, unfortunately.
It was, yeah.
But just seeing, I know Sherry had shared pictures from it, and it was awesome. It was just so cool to see that, the hundreds of pumpkins. It was like unbelievable. Like, and then when you saw it when it got closer to dark, when they were lit up, it was all like, it really did. It was really touching to see that outside the bowling center, and just seeing the good side of humanity come together. It's just awesome. I love stuff like that. It definitely helps the healing process. I mean, obviously we're all still, in kind of just this horrible mourning period. So, Tony says it's the whole board, by the way.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, that pumpkin carving was awesome. So thank you to everyone who shared photos of that, anyone who was there. Just really cool stuff. And, it was just really awesome.
I love the fact that they actually followed through with Thomas's idea.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And, made it actually come to life. That's one of the best tributes they could have done to him for sure. 100%. And just the size of the event, to see, I've seen the jack-o'-lanterns up and down Mollis, and it's incredible.
It's awesome.
It's totally awesome. Yeah.
So, obviously as we get, more information for anything that's upcoming, whether it's things outside the bowling center, like the pumpkin carving thing, any information for any of the local businesses or anything that comes up, we'll share it with you guys, as soon as we get it. So if anyone else knows of anything upcoming that people could attend, donate to, whatever, please let us know. We will get the information out there for people. Moving on to our next subject, the Mulligan Stew preview. Get on the waiting list now. Waiting list right now is 8 people deep.
So stew in our case, I guess, is a long cooked item.
It can
kind
be
of like in a crock pot, if you will. Just
it's slow cooked.
Yes, for what
takes
is now
long,
2 weeks, and
long
time to cook.
Time to make.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is correct.
I agree. How do you guys like your stew?
How do you like your stew? Yes. You saw where we gave a little oil pattern preview the other day. We will release the pattern, I believe, what are we thinking? Probably Monday?
Yeah. We got to get with the mad scientist. I might see him tomorrow. If I see him in the morning, I'll see if I can.
There might be a Frankie sighting tomorrow at Bayside, because I have not bowled king shit qualifying yet.
I have not either. I was thinking.
I got a message from Niner saying that he's just waiting to go down one spot on the king shit list, since I haven't tried yet. So apparently he's tried. He told me like 4 times, and he can't get over like 640. So
really,
I was like, well, 640 is not a bad number.
No, not on that pattern.
On that pattern, it's pretty good. I mean, I'll go try Saturday morning. I'll probably be down there. We'll go to breakfast with mom and dad. I'll go down and try it. Hopefully it goes like last year when I shot like 7:30 or 7:40. But
Yeah, that was awesome. 7:41, wasn't it?
Something like that. Hungus and I
Because
tied.
didn't you-
We tied.
yeah.
We tied for the high seed.
That's what I was
but
going to say.
I only tried once. I was like, I think I would try twice. Like if I'm going to do it, I would try twice. And this year it's important because the rules for this year are when you bowl, your 3-game average from your qualifying is going to be added to your game that you bowl. Like when we hit the bracket, if you make the bracket thing, for a 2-game total, so it's a big deal. Like, so if you sneak in with 630 for a 210 average, you're going against someone who has shot a 720, and a 240 average. Well, you're 30 pins in the hole already. So that's a big difference.
A lot.
So it's it definitely adds a wrinkle to it. So it'll be interesting.
Always changing it up.
It is. I love it because Hungus keeps things fresh and new, and I love different ideas. So we're always up to try something different. But speaking of Mulligan Stew, so it's going to be different than our last event, the one ball brawl. We went to, remember, we took your 4-game average, added it to an eliminator round, cut the field in half, bowled the second round for a 3-game total pinfall.
Yes, sir.
Cut that to our step ladder final.
Right.
So this one with Mulligan Stew, we're going old school back original match play because with Mulligan Stew, if you remember, people, they're qualifying. You can take 1 frame over. Now you got to call it before the spare shot.
Yes.
You can't go because it just takes a lot of time. If you're waiting to shoot spares and then calling the mulligan, it's just a lot of time. You have to call it. If you leave a big 4 or an Avalon or a ding dong, then just call it. Just say, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm taking this one over. You get 1 in 4 games, and your opponent will just put a check mark next to your name on the list. Fine. So if you make the top 16 with a 64-player field, you will end up bowling someone head-to-head, which for the match play, I believe for the first round, we still do it the same way we did before. You take your average. You're going to have a pin difference for the higher seed to give them some advantage.
Yeah.
So same thing. So you'll have your average like we do for the match play.
Kind of like a bonus.
Like a bonus for being a high qualifier. There's going to be some incentive going into match play for being a high qualifier.
I agree.
But as far as the mulligan works, when you get to match play, you can call 1 mulligan, but it's got to be on your opponent. So that's always fun. And we've had this tournament won the very first year on that rule.
Yeah.
So it was really nice that it worked out that way. It could not have worked out better. And we have it on video, archived.
It's fucking awesome.
It's great. It's great.
So, your opponent steps up and throws that 3rd strike in a row that really puts you in a hole. And you're like, no.
Go do it again.
Take that shot over again.
Because as we know, it could be as much as a 21 pin difference there if they don't get that strike. So that's significant.
Not only that, but kind of like the wind out of the sails kind of deal.
Absolutely.
The guy gets up there and, finally aces 3 shots and, gets that 3rd strike. But you're like, no, take it over again. He comes back and maybe, throws a split or something. The wind has just died from the sails, my friend.
That's
and,
true.
The seas of change may have happened on that one mulligan.
The winds of change? Is that like, is that Kansas that's saying that? Who's saying winds of change? Take me, You remember that song, Winds of Change?
Was it Kansas?
Was it Kansas?
I don't know.
Maybe?
Montana.
Winds of Change. I'm going with Kansas until someone tells me different.
I'm going with Hannah, Montana.
Oh, Gasco says, hey, boys, sorry I missed the start. Good luck to everyone at the PBA Regional and EP tomorrow. If it wasn't, that's right. I freaking can't believe that.
I didn't even know that was tomorrow.
PBA Regional at East Providence tomorrow. If it wasn't mentioned yet. By the way, is that it's Scorpions? Thank you. God damn it. Who did Kansas sing?
Kansas.
Dust in the Wind?
The Mountain.
Dust in the Wind, right? That's Kansas. Pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure that's Kansas. The Scorpions, absolutely, 100% correct. So PBA Regional, East Providence tomorrow, absolutely. Gaskell, are you bowling that tomorrow? I freaking didn't even realize with everything going on, dude, like everything's a mess lately. So, because I had actually wanted to bowl that, but
there's not even a urethane ban yet.
Not yet, so I could bowl it.
You can still
East Providence, a fun center.
Purple Hammer, still legal.
Perp Daddy, Go just bring the new blues. It's fine. Those roll great. So, What's going on? My watch is going crazy here.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so PBA regional tomorrow, East Providence. Gaskell, are you bowling that? I think I asked you that, but I haven't got an answer yet. So I hope you are. Please represent for all of us if you are. That'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
And is there any live streaming? That's what I wanted to ask. Not me. My track 10 spare ball is banned.
Not yet.
Hey, so are they live streaming? Because I know the PBA doesn't live stream everything, and I was told when I bowled the regional at Jeff Barton's place up in Manchester that if they don't have a particular stream of their own on site, that they would allow someone to stream it.
Really?
So I think this year when they go back to Manchester, I'm definitely bowling that one again. That I think we should be allowed to stream it. And with the PBA, like
you bowl, I stream.
Barometer Frankie up there talking about the tournament.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
You know what I want to do? I want to get, Sarah, no, this isn't joking or anything. I want to get Tom Clark on our show. Tom Clark and I have a good rapport.
Yeah.
We've talked many times. I want to get him on the show. And Frankie will ask him the hard-hitting questions as it pertains to urethane. You know my stance. It's very well documented.
Do you think...
You know I'm a scientist. You know that I talk to other scientists who know even more information than I do.
Right.
You gotta press it till it. It's gotta go down, and there's a certain way to do it.
Okay.
All right. Are you trying to?
No, go ahead.
All right. He's trying to barometer the bowling ball.
I personally think that
But anyways,
Tom would have to probably no comment that.
well, I'll tell you what. How about if I provide Tom with a list of questions that I will ask ahead of time, and then he will have time to prepare for those questions.
And be like, no, I won't answer that one either. Okay, I'll address this one.
But at least then, if there's a list ahead of time, and we'll have an approved list of it. This is what I want to ask. You tell me out of the ones I want to ask.
This is what I want to ask.
This
is what you don't want me to ask. This is what you're getting at.
I mean, but no, we have a good rapport. Like, I have no problem with Tom. He's fine. So I just would like to, I think that would be good numbers for the show. I think it would be good for the PBA because then their players can see their commissioner on a show like ours talking about things that are directly affecting them on the lanes. And maybe we can find some common ground here. If I provide him the info that I have, okay, which is significant at this point, we now also have in our back pocket, along with the urethane manufacturers that I've spoken with and their data and their 50 plus years of knowledge of knowing that it is impossible for this material to get softer. We also have the USB-C footprint study that just came out, which basically says these footprints can get bigger, but it's contaminants on the surface of the bowling ball squeezing out, not the actual bowling ball getting softer, causing a problem. Which is kind of the same position that Frankie's had since pretty much day one. Now, I went into it with an open mind thinking, yeah, maybe these are getting softer. So if that's the case, then let's see what happens. And going into it thinking that was the case, and then the more evidence I find that steers me away from that, you kind of have to go that direction. You just go where the evidence tells you it goes, right? Like when someone tells me a bowling ball sitting in a room overnight loses 9 points the next morning, I have a pretty hard time believing that. That tells me that there might be some issue with the equipment.
Right.
And repeatability. Like there's like I said, there's accuracy and precision. You can be precisely wrong. You can be precise, and that's great. But if you're precisely wrong, it doesn't do you any good. All your data is at that point is what we call askew. So you can have a very tight circle that's nowhere near the target.
I agree.
And that, I think, is the issue here.
Yeah.
That the crux of the issue. There's good people.
Doesn't help that the difference in the bell curve in the tool itself is so
very
huge.
high. They're very high. You know, you talk about, they say plus or minus 2. Now, plus or minus 2 in my world would be if that's one standard deviation. In the scientific world, we work under 2 standard deviations. So 2 standard deviations would be plus or minus 4, right?
Yep.
So now you're saying something that reads 72 can give you a reading within scientific range of 68 to 76. That is way too wide for me to be considered an accurate tool of measurement.
I would agree 100%.
Considering that the tools that the urethane manufacturers I talk to use, their range of measurement is basically plus or minus 0.1, not 4.
Right.
Or even 2.
No.
Even 2. Give the benefit of the doubt. Say 1 is 1 standard deviation and 2 is 2 standard deviations. That's still a very wide range. 4 points on a 72-point scale is a lot.
It's 5% plus.
Right. So it's a lot.
A lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot of, you're talking like, so even 5%, you say, okay, 95 percentile. 95 percentile is okay, but we work in scientific world of 98 to 99 percentile. So you have to tighten those ranges up a lot more than that.
Well, and you said yourself, it's probably more like the 90%.
More than likely.
More than likely, it's right. It's closer to that than the 90%.
And that doesn't take into account for outside influences either. That's just on the
Right.
range of the instrumentation under perfect conditions,
Perfect conditions, yes.
which you're not working under.
You're never
If you're doing on lane, dry approach, dry lane testing, that's definitely not perfect conditions.
Oh no! The only way you could get perfect conditions is if you do it in the virtual world.
Right, virtual world. I mean, you could even try a dust-free facility,
but
it's impossible.
Yeah,
it's
you got
impossible.
humidity, you got temperature, you got.
So, anyways, I want to get. I think that we can ask. I mean, I would love to get Neil Stremmel on the show, but I think that would be a hard get.
I'm just wondering if Tom Clark is like, if he's the one that would make all the yes or no decisions on that.
Well, I would assume the commissioner is the one that makes the rules, right? I mean, if it goes across his desk, and maybe he doesn't make the rules, but he's got to sign off on them.
Right, yeah. But you got to figure
there's got to be a rules committee.
People making.
So maybe get someone on the rules committee.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Neil Stremmel is the one who does the testing, and I would love to talk to Neil. I just don't think Neil would ever come on.
Yeah. So he's the one testing the balls, saying
Correct.
that they're getting something.
Correct.
Or that they, in the factory, are fine. But
in the
once
real
they
world,
hit the real
supposedly,
world,
they become putty.
they become under, which, if you're not influencing the cover,
Right.
either chemically or, some
Right.
other way
Right.
alter
Chemically
it.
is a big one. Like even the urethane guys I talk to, like, sure, if you want to soak it in acetone for, a week and then take it out of there.
K or
Whatever,
it is,
yeah. Any kind of ethyl ketone mix is going to do that. So, which I 100% agree with. But again, that's not naturally occurring real world circumstances. We're not living in fantasy world here. We're talking reality. Like I have 3 purple hammers sitting right there on the floor, and I could throw them right up here right now and throw this durometer on them. They're probably going to read 72 to 74 plus or minus whatever bad things read at. So,
what it really boils down to is we can talk balls all day long, but the scoring pace is determined by the lane man.
The lane man, which you will see at the Mulligan Stew event when we release our oil pattern next week. I know Brian Gaskell had mentioned that he had called minus 50 at the tournament for the last Hungus one. He's always pretty good. He's good with these ones. He's like us, right? And Brian's a student of the game and a legend, and so I definitely listen to his opinion on many things. And I'm curious to find out what his opinion is going to be for the scoring pace for Mulligan Stew.
Yeah,
when we release the pattern.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
I mean, Monday is not a long way away. It's pretty close.
I'd like to hear a few more, ideas that people may have. We dropped those pattern hints like we used to back in the day. I always love doing that because I love, the interaction that we get.
I do.
Even when we get Bucky in there saying, I'm going to have to stand my mix again, just stuff like that.
Overseas mix, by the way.
Yeah.
He went out of his way to get that one. That was for the 1-ball brawl, wasn't it?
So get those guesses in, of what the pattern may be. You may or may not have seen the hint there. What did we have? A piece of chocolate cake? Is that what it was?
Yeah, chocolate cake, and then we had a calendar.
Some sort of calendar
on
right
there. So just a couple of hints for you. You guys can figure it out from there.
Cake of the Month Club? Is that what we joined? Did we
I don't know, but I wanted to eat it. That's what I wanted to do. It looked
that
great.
fucking cake, it was like double chocolate.
Yeah, it was like
all
3-layer chocolate cake, and
triple chocolate.
3-layer. Yeah,
it looked amazing.
So moving on.
Yes.
New releases coming November 16th from the brands of Brunswick, Columbia, Piranha Power Core, Ebonite Big Time SE, Hammer Hazmat, and the Hammer New Blue.
The New Blue, if you want one, get it on order now because
once
they get released, there's going to be a back order.
There will be. I guarantee it's going to be a hot item. I have drilled 2 of them now. Haven't really thrown the second one that much because I planned on using it Tuesday night. I was on 1 and 2. My purple hammer actually looked pretty good, so I actually ended up using that Tuesday night. But I'm going to go down and qualify tomorrow morning, and I will bring both news with me. One's at box finish. Hashtag UIU. The other one will be getting hit with a 500 pad because that one I drilled 3-inch pin down. I did 3x60, and that's specifically to see if I can get that super urethane kind of look to it. So, I'll be curious. I'm going to try it, see how it goes.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
So get those balls November 16th. Pre-order those now from Bowler Builders Pro Shop. We will take all those pre-orders you want. The Big Time SC looks like a great piece of equipment. I love the original Big Time. Piranha, you can't go wrong. I'm really hoping that they come out with a Piranha Pearl power core, and it better be jade green. Because that ball was one of the sexiest balls back in the 90s. I loved that ball.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Absolutely.
And by the way, anyone listening at Columbia, if we're going to do a retro release, can we get an aftershock, please?
Aftershock, please.
Can we get an aftershock? Someone told me there was a copyright issue with the weight block on that.
That's what I heard too.
Years ago, though.
But
it's got to be passed by now.
It has to be. Plus, we have Phil now on staff. Is it Dell? Is it a Dell core?
It could, maybe. I don't know. It's a good question.
See, the Tundra was a Dell core, though, too, and we've already built another Tundra.
Tundra's good, too.
So,
it's a good thread.
And that was a Dell core, for sure.
I feel like the Tundra filled the gap that the Tempo should have, but the Tempo was one of those COVID balls that just, unfortunately, just slid through. There was so many good balls during COVID.
I wish I'd gotten my hands on those.
I think the Omni fell into that category.
Yes.
There was a track one that fell in that category.
The Latitude, I think, was what it was called.
It was the Proof.
The Proof.
The Proof was great.
Hybrid, though,
Proof Hybrid came out a little bit later, but the Solid that first came out was amazing. That was really good ball. Again, those COVID balls just unfortunately just flew. Yeah, it just sucked. But yeah, I said bring back the nuke. Didn't I talk about the nuke the other day?
We talked about the nuke. The nuke.
The nuke would have been cool. The N-U-K-E. The nuke.
Yeah, I think that would have been cool. And,
there's so many good old track
Brands
balls.
of Brunswick. Look, we got Brunswick on here. Right. Brands of Brunswick. I love the new hammer that you guys that just came out.
The new blue.
Now, the boys and the girls, we all need a second option with that cover. Why not the nuke?
The nuke.
Yeah.
Would be great.
N-U-K-E, the nuke. Remember how green it was, too?
I remember the nuke. I want to say it had this big-ass symmetrical weight block in it. It was just
bright-ass green.
Bright-ass green with the yellow writing and the cool,
dude, it was
Proton, logo on it. It was awesome.
I liked the NRG, which kind of looked like it was like burnt orange, shit brown color. But
that had a flip block on it. The NRG.
Big ass core,
yeah. And the flare. The flare was ugly though.
The flare.
That was like a dark brown,
kind of like the
sandy brown
couch.
like the Mean Street Brawler. Yeah, that was. It wasn't a pretty ball, but it did what it said it did. It flared.
Yeah,
It definitely flared.
Those balls really put track on the map.
But I'll tell you,
the critical masses.
The Boss series by Columbia, the Tie Boss 2. Tie Boss 2, one of my favorite balls of all time. The dark blue one is a great ball.
Still not the Aftershock, though.
It's not the Aftershock. I need an Aftershock in my life at some point. But we got so many great releases. It's like, what do you do now? I mean, the Piranha Power Core, it was unbelievable, big time re-release, the SE.
Right.
The new blue, like it's hard to take that out of my hand right now. Oh, because he says, well, no. So see, Brandy says, Plumber says, Columbia 300 is a urethane. The Bobcat, if you remember, the Bobcat was an AMF ball.
Yes.
Bobcat they had a purple Bobcat. They had a green Pearl Bobcat, I believe.
Yeah. Had a cute little logo on it.
If Columbia's bringing back a urethane ball, it needs to be the Stingray. Hands down. Has to be the Stingray.
Remember the pink Stingray?
Pink Stingray was unbelievable. The Stingray C, we could do it with the Power Core.
Yeah.
We could do urethane Power Core. Stingray. That was that like light green color.
Yeah. That might be a good look.
I'm onto something.
So like a urethane version of the
Stingray Power Core.
The house shot killer. You know?
Yeah. Stingray Power Core.
So it'd be like the challenge shot killer, I guess.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. But the original pink Stingray was a fantastic looking ball. Don't forget the missed FDDS Carl Series titles are archived online now.
Diamond
Ditto. Everything's been updated. So titles have been updated. Don't forget, you got to get to that magic 5 title number to be Hall of Fame eligible. So 4 with a couple of majors will do it too. There's eligibility there, but yeah. So definitely the archive is online. Here's the titles archive website. Go to jgoulding.wordpress.com and it's all on there. It's pretty cool. We got all the series on there and the combined titles. The tournament we just had, which is pretty cool. The Highway to Hell tournament was the 30th Carl Series tournament and the 150th title in all the series. So two nice even 30 and 150.
150 titles. That's awesome.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's absolutely crazy. I never thought we would get to that point, to be honest with you. I really don't. When I started this thing back in 2009, I just wanted to give bowlers an option, like a tough shot option to house shot stuff, and it's amazing what it became. So, and we're still growing bigger and better. It's great. So
this is our biggest season so far.
Yeah. So we just give some reminders out there. You know, there's stuff we haven't really covered on here in a while. Tournamentbowl.com. All the tournaments are run on tournamentbowl.com. It's great. You can look at it lane side, live updates with scoring every game. Brackets are on there. High game pots are on there.
Yeah.
When we bowl, 1 lane courtesy. We don't care if people take a couple. That's fine. But just don't slow down play.
Yeah.
If you're keeping up with everyone else, you do you, as I say. It's fine. We don't give a shit.
Every once in a while, if you need a couple lanes, if somebody's catching your eye on the side,
it's fine.
As long as you're keeping up with everyone else, and it's not.
We're not lane courtesy Nazis around here. So, the Bayside Bowl crowd can be raucous. So if you're not used to that environment, definitely when we get to match play, when everyone's lubed up on Orono Brewings with some tubulars and some Kolsch and some seltzers.
$5 every Sunday tournament.
As Ditto found out with the Diamond Ditto and the Moob. So we're having a good time. So
he was having a good time.
And don't forget about our number 1 rule: D-bad. Don't be a dick. If you're gonna be a dick, please don't show up. We just want to have a good time and bowl for a bunch of money. We feel like it's not that hard. There's some good music. Hungus has really been into the 80s music lately.
Yeah,
a lot of 80s
I feel
music.
like he likes the 80s anyways, but.
That's true, but he'll throw a few Frankie songs in there if I ask him to. He'll toss in some whatever it is, Slipknot or Megadeth or Slayer. He's done Faith No More for me before, so
and then we'll get into hip hop and the
But by the way, most underrated Faith No More song ever is Zombie Eater. It's probably the best song that band ever had. If you've never heard it, it's an amazing song. I listened to it on the way home, and I'm like, this fucking song is so good. I can't believe I haven't listened to this one in a while. So.
Well, but anyways, talking about BOPO rules, I guess we should talk about draft league going into playoffs.
Yes, draft playoffs. We just finished the regular season. Unfortunately, Ding Dong, you will not be able to go after a second draft league title because
I will
make
not.
The playoffs.
Yeah, no. We made some sort of consolation.
So
bracket.
there's a consolation bracket, which my team won last year. Remember that little trophy we had up here for a while?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so we won the consolation bracket last year. I want to try to be the one who wins consolation bracket and then a regular draft league. That'll be fun.
That is cool.
So my team's the number 2 seed in the long division. I don't even know what division we're in.
Joy
and long,
right?
I'm not sure which one my team's in. All I know is that we got second place.
Yeah.
El Mango's team was first in our division. We were second. The other division, Hungus's team was first.
Nice.
Their prize is they get to bowl Putt-Putt's team in the first round, which is tough because Putt-Putt is awesome, right?
He's high average on the
high
league.
Average in the league. He took high average. Congratulations to Putt-Putt for winning the top dog. So, yeah. So I think we bowl Nut Sauce's team.
Ooh.
So that'll be fun.
That's a good match.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and speaking of which, so not this coming Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, right on the Frankie and Ding Dong Facebook page, the Frankie and Ding Dong YouTube channel, and our Twitch stream, you will be able to watch the finals of Draft League. What did we decide? 15? 16?
So.
Draft League 16, maybe?
I think so.
I think was this season. You will be able to watch the finals live right here. I know I will not be bowling in the finals, so I will at least be here for you. Hopefully, we will be watching Frankie and Nugget and his team going for a draft league title. But either way, you'll be able to support whoever's bowling right here on our pages.
Absolutely. So
interactive show.
Don't forget, please get our YouTube channel up to 1,000 subscribers. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we can do some pretty cool stuff on YouTube. I'm not going to lie. So we could actually change formats and do some different stuff. So get to that 1,000 number, we're going to do a giveaway. And I don't just mean any giveaway. It's going to be a pretty cool giveaway. It's not just going to be just a bowling ball or something. It's going to be like we're going to set you up. We are going to hook you up with some cool stuff, and it's going to be awesome. So get us to the 1,000 subscriber mark, and we will definitely let you know what we have going on. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. So
absolutely
share it up. Get our YouTube channel. You know what I might do is put out a thing on our page about what our YouTube channel is. Put our link up there and just see if we can get some people just signing up because we want to get to that 1,000 number and above. That's a big number on YouTube to hit. You know, it definitely opens up our streaming limits and different things on YouTube. So we want to hit that number for you guys. Again, it's about making a better product for the bowlers out there for the stuff we do. So
everything goes back into the show. And speaking of the show, I'd like to see a lot of you guys in there next Tuesday night. You know, you might not want to be out at the center, hanging out, having beers, having food with us. But hey, Frankie and Ding Dong, we're going to bring you the show straight to your living room. So check in with us on the chat.
You might even get a British Frankie in there for a little while.
No, we want you bowling, Frankie. We don't want you on
true.
Well, I always want you on the show.
Right. Well, how about if I bowl and if we win, and then if we got a few minutes, maybe I can sneak on to the show.
On as British Frankie, sliding right in there, you know, straight from Britain.
British Frankie sliding into your DMs.
Straight from London.
Right.
Straight from, you know, what is the Queen's Castle?
Oh, that from Buckingham Palace.
Yes.
From
that's what it
Palace.
is. Yeah.
Yes.
Straight from, you know, the four-poster.
Or from Windsor. The Queen sometimes is at Windsor, as they say. So. But you're one of them uncultured swine from across the pond.
I am, yes. I totally am, yeah.
Anyway, so British Frankie slides into Australian Frankie, who slides into salty pirate Frankie. It's all kind of one accent. It's all over the map. So
yeah, it's almost like you pulled right into Penobscot Bay and you couldn't decide which side you want to be on. Do I want to be on Fort Knox or do I want to be on the boat wearing a red coat? You know,
who knows. Red coat Frankie. It sounds much more devious. So anyways, that's all we got for a show for you guys tonight. We just wanted to have a good time. Yeah,
I think you elevated from British Frankie to
red coat Frankie. Red coat. I'll come in with like this huge like cape and like a staff and a crown or something.
And you should have an eye patch too for when you slide.
When I slide into Pirate Frankie.
Yeah. With a little bird on your shoulder.
Yeah, Blackbeard Frankie. Oh, Randy says, KDD, when does high school bowling start?
Oh, good question. Yeah, high school practice will be starting this coming Tuesday, 3 p.m. 3 to 4:45, Bayside Bowl, Bayside High Rollers. So any high school eligible student who wants to come and bowl, come and meet us there. And if you are 8th grade, you are eligible to practice on the JV. So come in and practice with us on Tuesdays, because you will not be able to bowl for score during the season. You'll be able to bowl at the home events for average, but you'll also be able to practice with us all season. And, practice really is great because it kind of gets you ready for that freshman year. You don't have to go into freshman year completely cold. You have kind of an idea of what we do. And we try to have fun at practice. Sure, I will torture you guys with some drills. A lot of kids hate the drills, foul line drills and stuff. But you know what? They really do help. And we don't do all drills. We have some fun for sure. So Tuesday nights, coming this Tuesday to Bayside Bowl, 3 p.m., 3 to 4:45. I haven't heard back from the center yet, I think, but we should be good. Like I said, I'm going to talk to Greg and make sure we're good on that. Usually it's Hexy who works Tuesdays anyways, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll make sure that we're all on board for that. The high school season, it's going to look a little different, I think, this year so far, because of the events that have unfolded. I still have to figure out a lot of different logistics this year. It's not like it's hard enough every year as it is. This year we had another little stick in the spoke of the wheel, if you will. But we will get around that, so that way these kids can get high school bowling on their resume. And those of them that want to go on to bowl college bowling, get a hold of me. I will help that in any way that I can.
Speaking of college bowling, I don't know if they can or not, but hey, college coaches, hit us up. If you can and you're allowed to, come on our show and plug your program. We'll get you on our show. You want to come on for an interview or something? I don't know what, the rules better than we do. We'd just like to have you on the show. If you want to advertise your program with us, we can make something happen for you. Please get a hold of us at the Frankie and Ding Dong Show at gmail.com.
I know darn well I have some friends who are college coaches.
Same here.
So if you guys are out there listening.
Yeah, if you're watching, listening, you want to get on the show, that's a great way to get exposure for your brand. We love talking bowling. We love talking college bowling, high school bowling, you name it.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. We can definitely make that happen for you. Just get in touch with us and we'll set something up.
Yeah, and on the subject of youth bowling, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. is the Youth League at Bayside Bowl in Portland.
That's right.
Still open to any youth players from Lewiston who want to bowl league games. Come on down to Bayside Bowl, 10 a.m. Bowling starts, $12 per bowler. If you need to rent shoes, I think it's $3 for those. But come on down, bowl with the rest of the kids. We had it was in the neighborhood of 20, maybe more than 20 kids last week, and it really kind of filled the place. I got to tell you, Charlie's face showed everything.
Awesome.
He was happy, he was smiling, he loved all the kids in there, and man, that's going to make you feel really good when or maybe the best proprietor in the game, at least in our country, is got a big smile on his face because he's got a bunch of kids in front of him in his center for league. Man, that made me feel good, Frankie. I got to tell you.
I agree. And so I'm just looking something up real quick because I believe on November 16th, Bayside Bowl has a concert there with some local artists.
Now, yes.
So and I want to say there are proceeds from those tickets that night that are going to go to the community fund for the Lewiston tragedy. So Charlie wanted us to mention it. I talked to him the other night at Draft League.
Saying that.
So so that is definitely happening on November 16th. Here we go. November 16th, charity benefit concert for Lewiston Auburn area response fund, heartfelt effort to raise money for those affected by the Lewiston tragedy. The show features musical acts Hambone and Bandwitch, and is an all-ages event. There will be more ways to give money as well, and if you would like to know more about the charity and their efforts, please visit maincf.org. We hope you to join us and do our best to begin healing as a community. The ticket link is in the event. Please RSVP and share, and we hope to see you on 11/16. So I am sharing that right now as we speak, and that's going to be on a Thursday night, 8:00 p.m. So that's great, and a couple of local, musical acts, Hambone and Bandwitch, which would be great. Right at Bayside Bowl. They do a great job with their concerts, and there's going to be raising more
absolutely.
money for the response fund. And that's where the money that we raised on Sunday went to, the response fund. There's a couple different ways. You can go to the general fund, which helps a number of different ways, or like we donated the money from our ball raffle to the victims, families, and survivors fund. There's a couple of different ones on there. So you can do that. So definitely, I wanted to mention that. It just came across my airwaves. So definitely hit that up at Bayside Bowl November 16th.
Absolutely.
And we'll make sure that we cover that again. Well, actually, no, we won't. It'll be after. It'll be on next Friday. We can recap it, and maybe I can talk to Hungus that Friday to find out how much they raised.
Yeah.
So then we can put that out on the show next Friday. So that'll be fun.
Which is really cool. So like these events that we're talking about, not only are they great fundraisers, but it really emphasizes those first three letters of FUN, fun. These are fun events. This concert, that event in Wilton, these are going to be fun events that are raising money. It kind of helps with your healing process. It helps you to help out the victims, the families, the businesses, all of that. Plus, you get to have a good time. You get to hang out with some like-minded folks and just the members of the community that are all coming together for the same reason.
I agree.
You know, so you already have something in common.
Right.
You know, the ice is already broken, if you will. So
100%.
go ahead, mingle with people, make those lasting relationships we've been talking about, especially the last few weeks. You know, make that happen, because we can be a stronger community for sure. All it takes is just a little bit of effort from maybe each and every one of us. I
agree. Great. Well said, Ding Dong. I also want to touch on one more thing with our Mulligan Stew event. We are taking Venmo payments up until Monday. So we had one bullet paid by Venmo for their $65.
Yep.
If you want that Venmo information, please just let me know. I'll get it to you. I think I have it online. I actually put my Venmo information for people on there. So, but if you want it, just shoot me a message or email. Either way, I'll get back to you and let you know what it is. But we'll take it up until Monday. After that, it's just cash only at the event, just to let you know. So I just wanted to mention that before we get off the air. So a lot of stuff kind of came in at the end here, but you know, that's what happens. As information comes to us, we get it to you guys immediately.
As soon as we can.
As soon as we get it.
So there is a waiting list for the Mulligan Stew, but do not hesitate.
No, get on it.
List.
There's 8 there right now, but don't let that deter you, because we've been through 15 bowlers before on a waiting list. So trust me, just get on there, and that is your best way to lock it in to get into the tournament.
Yeah.
Adam Jordan I just want to say I love you guys and all my bowling family, dude. We love you too.
Love you too.
For real, brother. Crazy Train. I think I saw you on the lanes Wednesday night. Were you actually throwing the bowling ball?
No way, really?
Maybe. I mean, I saw you down there, and I didn't get a chance because I was in the middle of cooking things in a Fryday, but on 1 and 2.
We're on 1 and 2. We're like
another whole universe. But I'm hoping
that
that you're doing okay, brother. We love you too. Oh, cool. He says he was. I am bowling. Nice. Good job, brother. I hope the wrist is feeling better.
Right. For sure.
On the up and up. So that's cool, man. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Good news. So excellent. Yes, we love you too. Thank you for checking in, Adam. Really appreciate it. And that's really all we have for our Friday night show tonight, brother. I mean, we got everything in. Again, this dark web is going up to the fundraiser up at, excuse me, I'm going to put it on your screen again for everyone.
Get a hold of Anthony White. Mariah.
There it is.
Get a hold of
Lewiston Strong Bowling Benefit, December 2nd at Meadow Lanes, East Wilton, Maine, 5:30 to 9 p.m. They got a bunch of raffle stuff. They'll have some bowling balls for you guys to put some bids on.
Dark web
hybrid. I'm telling you, you want that one.
Benchmark piece. You're gonna want it in your bag.
Oh, look at that. Dan Collins checking in. I'm assuming from Florida tonight. Good evening, guys. Hope you guys are doing great. Have a great weekend. Right on, Dan. Always good to hear from you and Lane.
Thanks so much.
Love you guys. Can't wait to see you guys again already. When's our next get together? Come on, we got to get together soon.
I know, right?
I miss you guys already. I had so much fun when you guys were here. So.
Yeah. Got to get all the people back.
Absolutely. Get them all together. So speaking of guys, this guy right here will be here in 11 days.
Oh.
And Avery. Him and Avery.
That means Avery's going to be here? Yes. AJ and Avery, I cannot wait.
It's going to be fun. So Dan says, come to Florida. Sweet. You got an extra room? No, just kidding.
Right. Do you know how cold it is right now?
Listen,
you don't have to tempt us too much.
Listen, Ange and I are already talking about possibly going down there like January, February, because we want to hit up Universal again. It's been too long since I got to ride some rides and have some fun. So Dan says they have 2 extra rooms. It's perfect.
Fuck, what the fuck are we waiting
I love
for,
it.
bro?
I love it. So, so you know what? Let's do it. I want to go ride some rides and visit some cool people and have some drinks and just get out of the cold and snow and misery.
Yeah.
At that point. So, yeah, dude, I'd
Love
love to
those
come hang out with
guys.
you guys.
Yeah, that's a great day.
Courtney says I'm in. She's checking in from the couch.
Yeah. Try she's awake.
Well, we're kind of rowdy in here tonight, so that's
Oh,
probably why. So
keeping the dogs up, probably.
Dan says 90 here tomorrow. I'm just gonna shake my head at that. I
Right.
don't even know what to say.
Right.
It's
so
gonna
my
be
watch
30 here
says
tomorrow.
It's 36 out right now.
36, and I think it's supposed to get. I was thinking about hanging Christmas lights, and Angie's like, "Oh, it's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be sunny and 40." I'm like, "Oh yeah, so I can freeze my fingers
Sunny
off while
and
nailing
40.
the friggin'."
Well, okay, that's kind of like when we go to Botanical Gardens, which
Yeah.
is like down East Maine on November 80th, you know,
Yeah.
so it's like way deep November.
Yeah,
Dude, it's gonna be cold.
it's cold. Are we going to that?
Yeah,
Oh man.
I need something to throw in my pants, like a fireplace for my pants or something to keep.
Nothing's
me
going to be worse than when we went to the New Year's Day game, Ange and I, to the Patriots.
Oh shit! I
the
remember
coldest
that.
game in Gillette Stadium history. It was like negative 30 with wind chill. It was
I
brutal.
remember that.
It was
How
so
do you
bad.
guys even survive that? Like,
We went on the party van thing, and then they would feed us before the game and after the game, and everyone made it to halftime, and everyone was so cold. I think even the Jets
Did they
players
feed
left
you
at
like
halftime.
Kingsford or something? You
They
know?
were cooking on the
Charcoal
grill
break man.
outside the bus, and we're in the bus just drinking alcohol, trying to stay warm. And the guys would cook you the burger out there, and they'd hand you the burger, and by the time you walked on the bus, it was already cold. It was so cold out. One of the guys was out there in no shirt and shorts cooking on the grill.
Wow.
Clearly, he probably had a few
less brain cells than he should have.
well, a few extra milliliters down the gullet. I'm guessing.
yes. The old fire water is called that for a reason.
Oh,
right?
Dan says they're going to the Bucks Tennessee game on Sunday. I'm jealous. That'll be a fun game. Who do you got in that game? You got any money on that game or Bucks Tennessee? I'd probably lay it on Tampa Bay in that one. I'd take Tampa. I'm assuming they're favored, right, in that game? It must be. Tennessee's not that good. Let me check. Hold on. What's the line on the game? Maybe I can bet in Maine now. By the way, not that I
Did that go through?
It did as of last Friday.
No shit.
All right, NFL schedule. I want to see the line on the game right now. I might put money on this right now. Oh, Bucks -1. Really? That's interesting.
Started up game.
Pretty much 1 point. Put the money on Tampa. They'll cover that. They're home.
Who cares about football anyways? Make sure you get out there and
No,
support your local
they have
bowling
season
centers.
tickets. Perfect. That's awesome. Congratulations, guys. Love it. Awesome. So that's our show tonight. We've been covering football here tonight. We got a little bit of everything. So awesome. Well, Dan, Lynn, you guys have a good time at the game this
Good to talk
weekend.
to you guys for
And
sure.
everyone, we will be our next show. You see us will be next Friday, more than likely,
Yeah, I wouldn't
because
see why not.
the Tuesday after is when we're going to cover the draft league finals. Now, next Tuesday is just the first 2 rounds of the playoffs.
So that means we got a lot of shit coming up. We got Fridays with Frankie on Friday.
Yes, we do.
We have Mulligan Stew on Sunday.
Yes.
And then we have the Draft League Finals
Tuesday,
coming right
yeah,
at you
final.
on Tuesday next week. Probably another Fridays with Frankie next week. And then do we have a Carl's event?
Well, we're going to do Fridays with Frankie because will that be Thanksgiving week at that point?
Jeez, I don't know.
Because, I mean, if Avery and AJ are here, we definitely got to do a show. We got to do a show with
We
AJ.
got to get the boy in
Got to
here.
get AJ on the show.
Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
maybe we can even convince Avery to come on, but she's not a big camera person.
Maybe we can have the turkey on with us.
We'll put the turkey right on the table.
We could be like Bob's Burgers, you know.
Put the turkey right on the table. Sorry. I like it. I'm in.
Pie.
In the meantime, I'm going to work on Tom
Pie,
Clark
baby.
and see if I can get him on the show.
Yeah.
I was working on another huge guest, but so far that has not quite panned out. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's still a maybe at this point, but we were talking huge, so like.
Is it too early to talk pie?
So next week, no. You know what we're gonna do next week?
Next week we'll have a pie.
We'll do a
Pie
thing.
talk.
What's your favorite Thanksgiving dessert?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we'll
So
talk.
get
We'll
ready,
talk.
guys.
Next week will be a Thanksgiving heavy show. Might be a little long with Mulligan Stew coming up.
Yeah, so I agree. Yeah. Plenty of gravy.
Plenty of gravy.
Yeah. Plenty of sugar, sweet.
Maybe a little bit of cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Plenty of, sugar sweet things.
Tony White checking in. Yes, let's talk pie.
Covered.
Next week, I guarantee, is going to be a Thanksgiving heavy episode. I will wear my Thanksgiving shirt, my WKRP turkey drop shirt.
Let's go, yeah.
Best Thanksgiving episode of any show ever was the WKRP turkey drop episode.
Yeah.
Ever. We'll talk about all of it, all Thanksgiving next week. We're covering it all.
We'll celebrate the gravy holiday next week.
Absolutely. Yep. So it's all gravy from here, folks. So, all right. Thanks for tuning in tonight to Fridays with Frankie. We had a great time. The show ran way longer than I thought because we were having a great time.
Yeah.
You guys interact with us. We interact with you. And we can talk bowling and anything else all night. We love you guys. So,
yeah.
Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next Friday. We'll see you on the lanes. Anything happens between now and then, that's a high score shout out, whatever you want to plug. College coaches, hook us up. High school coaches, whatever. We're here for you guys.
For sure.
All right. And we're going to end that. And hopefully I'll qualify for Kingship tomorrow.
Yeah, good luck, Frankie.
All right, brother. We'll see you tomorrow. And we'll see you guys next Friday on Fridays with Frankie. And as King Ding Dong always says,
until then.